Hey, Russ Johns here. This is Reviewed by Russ, where we innovate, motivate, and automate your life. We take brief episodes for the mind and explain technology. We make the complicated simple. We take your technology, break it down in its simplest format, and explain how it operates. If you want an explanation, drop me a line at russ@russjohns.com. Subject line, Reviewed by Russ. You enjoy the day, and remember, dare to share. Hey everyone, Russ Johns here. Reviewed by Russ. I just wanted to stop and share a little episode I had with Tim Sinclair of Ringer.com. Tim has developed this platform. It started out a while ago, and I'll let him tell the story. However, this is technology that can impact your podcasting, your audio, any connections that you have with remote users that are using a smartphone that you want to improve sound quality. I think it's an awesome technology, and listen to the interview. I wanted to share it. And again, Russ Johns with Reviewed by Russ. Enjoy the day.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
We connected. Yay.
Yay, awesome. So tell me, Tim, how are you doing, my friend?
Man, doing great now. We've launched the product, and just getting it out there to be tested and tried out has made a huge difference in just sort of our busyness level, which is good, and it's been fun to just start to get some feedback already.
Excellent. Have you had a lot of calls that are generated as a result of the now, are you still in beta test, I guess, is the question?
Yeah, well, this is still really our beta, and our goal is just to get it in as many people's hands as possible, let them try it out, see what they think, find any, those little bugs that might be hanging around, and really begin to develop the product into a more robust platform as we move forward and as we finish up Android.
Oh, excellent. So tell me, Tim, how long has this process been in actual production? I mean, when did you created the concept, you had an idea, and you've developed it this far? What kind of a timeline are we talking about? A year, 2 years? I mean, what's the development cycle been for you?
The idea has been rolling around in my head for a couple of years. However, I really just started to pitch it to potential developers about 8 months ago, and finally found the perfect team of people who could do exactly what we needed them to do. It's a simple idea, but a complex process in the background to make it work, and so that really began full-fledged in July or August when they started development, and then we went through a process with Apple of getting this project approved and on the App Store, and that was about a 6-week process between about Thanksgiving and the first of the year.
Right, that's not an easy process to get everything developed in a especially in a platform that could be perceived by some as being a competitive element in their infrastructure, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's certainly a possibility. It's something that rolled around in our heads a little bit where we're going, really? Is it taking this long? But we got through it, and we're thrilled at the results so far.
So was Apple open to it? I mean, have they started negotiations for talks to buy you out yet? Or?
Not yet, but you know what? If somebody is interested in talking, I'm certainly interested in listening. But regardless, we feel really positive and confident about what we have, and think it's a technology that's going to make a big difference in not only podcasting but broadcasting in general, and who knows what other industries.
Well, it's interesting because I've been testing broadcast technology. I was in radio when ISDN was first implemented, and audio lines and open pairs and things like that, and it's amazing that there's a lot of people that are really resistant to IP-based solutions, And then in the podcast environment, everybody thinks Skype is the way to go. And I'm thinking that there's other alternatives that are available. And you may have had that same experience along the way. And I'm not sure what your background is, but maybe you could speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm an 18-year radio veteran, so we've got some similarities in our background. And I was really just looking for a way to record an artist that we played on the air, that we wanted to use their audio and some imaging and some things that we're going to be playing over and over again, not just a one-time interview. And I just didn't want to and couldn't use the phone audio. It just wasn't going to be good enough. And so finally, not knowing what to do, he was a friend of mine, I sent him an email and just said, hey, would you answer these questions but record them into the voice memos part of your iPhone and then send that to me in an email? And he did, and it sounded great. And I ran a little light processing over the top and went, my goodness, if we could just figure out a way for me to actually talk him through that interview, this would be amazing. And so started putting some pieces together of ways we could do that, and was really just trying to solve a problem that I had, but quickly realized that, especially with the podcasting industry going nuts, and with people still fighting this battle everywhere from mom and pop broadcasters all the way up to ESPN and Fox News, that this might be a solution that lots of people could use.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because essentially what I hear you saying is it's a simplified double ender.
Yep. It pretty much is a digital solution where you have a phone and you don't have to have the studio, and we've kind of automated that process.
And you just have to simplify that. So, because it's interesting, because I actually broadcast over 1,000 sports events in a year's time with college broadcasters and an iPad and a couple of headsets, and using a Spreaker platform, and then broadcasting that back to the radio station, getting very creative with technology that not very long ago in the radio world would take, trucks and engineers and everything that went along with that. So I think we're coming into an age where it's really changing, it's evolving, and the technology is really supporting flexibility in what we're going to see.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I've used this example on interviews before, but I was watching ESPN just a couple of weeks ago, and they spent many, many, many millions of dollars on their new HD set to make everything just look perfect. And then on SportsCenter, they're talking to Aaron Rodgers in the locker room on his cell phone. It's clearly recorded. You can't hear a word he's saying, and they've got this grainy picture of Lambeau Field on the screen, and a little picture of Aaron that says the voice of Aaron Rodgers, and it's just this squawky phone audio. And I'm just going, have we not figured out a better way to do this? And my hope is that lots of people will go, ooh, that would come in really handy, and give it a shot.
Oh, well, I can see it because I was using Source Connect. I've been using Source Connect. They have Source Connect Next. However, it still requires a little bit of complexity on the end user side to connect and discover what it is. And then if your line isn't exactly right, it's still not the quality as a double ender. So it's really not everything that you would want it to be. It does simplify it compared to Skype call and, some of the installation requirements. However, it's still not the same. So this is really exciting to me. And when we met at Podcast Movement, I was really intrigued because of my radio background and the technology that I've been exposed to. Not everybody's been exposed to it. So I was really excited to hear this. And I know you connected with a dear friend of mine, Marion LaSalle. And so we're on this adventure with Future Media Association here in Houston, Texas. And so these are technologies that will make a difference in the industry and really launch the innovation cycle, if you will, Tim, to make a difference in how people could share their message and their voice.
Well, that's certainly my hope. Is I know everybody either has a podcast or wants a podcast, and so many of us are trying to do that along with some other full-time endeavor. And it's difficult to be able to feel like you got to carve out $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 or whatever to get a computer and a mic and a studio and try to figure out how to record with people who aren't in the same city where you are. And our hope is that with Ringer, this will allow you to, with your cell phone or with your tablet, sit down in your bedroom, connect with whoever you want, anywhere in the world, and have it sound like you're sitting there at the same table having a conversation, and really put out a professional product with really very little extra expense other than what your regular cell phone bill would be.
Yeah. So is the setup going to be that, I have an earbud in, I have a mic, I suspect I'll get a file back that I'll be able to evaluate and take on, kind of find out the characteristics of the call itself. Is that post-processing that takes place after the app is completed?
Yeah, we do a light layer of processing on each file and normalization. So your side will get some of that, my side will get some of that. So our volume levels are as close to equal as possible. And then we merge the file and give you a download. We actually give you several different versions of it. We'll give you the mono merged file, so they're all in one. But we'll also give you the left channel and the right channel independently. So you can manipulate those on their own if you'd like. And hopefully that'll allow you to do whatever you need to do with it. If you're a more high-end user, you can manipulate left and right channel independently, or if you just want to take the merge file and then go with it from there, you'll be able to do that easily as well.
Wow. So what's been the response so far, the feedback?
So far, so good. We've gotten a lot of people who are super excited. I was on an interview earlier this week with a guy who said, John Lee Dumas? I'm like, well, sort of. I mean, I know who he is. And and he said, you need to be on his podcast. I'm like, well, doesn't everybody? And about less than 60 minutes later, I had an email from John Lee Dumas saying, hey, do you want to be on Entrepreneur on Fire? And I was like, sure, I'd be glad to do that. So it's good to know that some of the players in the industry are taking notice. Chris Brogan's a fan, and as soon as it comes out on Android, he's interested in learning more about it. And so that makes us feel good, certainly, that this is something that not only would impact my daily life, but hopefully many others as well.
Well, I produce podcasts for a couple other people. In fact, I just launched one yesterday, and just got off the phone before I called you for another client. And I know that there's a market. I know there's a demand, and if I can help promote it and produce results from it, I'd be more than happy to help, Tim. So. Well,
I'd certainly love any promotion you can give us. And obviously in beta right now, everything is 100% free, and Android will be around in the next 6 weeks or so, and really hopefully develop a very widespread platform that anybody can talk to anybody else at any given time. And so the more you spread the word, the merrier, and it'll just help us learn more about what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, and we can go from there. So
long term, what's the pricing model going to end up looking like? Have you decided on that yet?
Yeah, the app will always be free to download, and the first 30 minutes a month will always be free to use. So if you're just going to do a couple of short interviews every month, then it'll never cost you a dime. But then we have a couple of pricing points above that, one at $10, one at $20, that'll essentially give you a couple hours a month for $10, or as much as you can use it in a month for $20. And that's our pricing model to start. There are some other ways that we have some premium features that we'd like to add in terms of file type and external mic capabilities, and some other things, some smart processing that we're developing to put on the files. But that'll be the basic roadmap for now.
Well, I'm interested in. I'm going to be watching your progress, and if it's a freemium model, I'll be paid. I'll be a paid customer, so I'll be happy to support you wherever I can, and I'll place it in the archives and promote it. So,
well, that means a bunch to me, Russ. I really appreciate that. It's been an honor to spend some time with you.
And there you have it, Tim Sinclair with Ringer.us. And unedited, I mean, I didn't add any effects or impact on this audio feed, so I just wanted to give this out raw and share the opportunity out there, and just make sure that you have an idea that this technology is moving forward and fast. You don't have to ask your guest or anyone you're online with to install special programs, software, et cetera, et cetera. Double enders are this is like a audio double ender on a cell phone, a smartphone, I guess I should say. So very cool. I'll look forward to getting the results and sharing that with everyone. And thank you for being here. And there again, Russ Johns with Reviewed by Russ. Enjoy the day.